All right. So I don't know, guys. There hasn't been that many updates from last week to now. So really, what I wanted to do is figure it out. Uh, delta hedge. So the idea is to create a delta hedge. We have to do this color and let's make it bigger. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a delta hedge. I'm going to start with 100 USDT 0. Like that is my value. And then the idea is that I have to find a way to manage this capital to enter a liquidity pool and create a short that short XRP for $50. All right, we will figure it out. So basically the idea is that I have $100 and I need to figure out a way to enter a liquidity pool. And this liquidity pool is long because if I enter with this amount of capital, I want my capital to go be worth more. If the price goes down, I have more crypto, but my value, because my initial was stablecoins, not XRP, then as we go down, then this is worth less. Okay. So either the options that I have is either I borrow that FXRP on Kinetic or I short it on like perpetuals, like this guy over here. So we are going to figure it out together. Up until now, does anybody have a question of what we're trying to do?
No.
Okay. If I ask you what I'm trying to do, can you repeat it? Even if you don't go into technicals, like what is what we're trying to do?
Trying to put some capital into the liquidity pools,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
Okay. So basically the idea, let me see. Let's ask GPT and see what it says. I don't know. Can you see my screen? Hold on.
Yes.
No, but can you see my screen? There it is.
Cannot see your chat.
Right. All right. So we are trying to figure out how to make a delta hedge strategy with 100 USDT 0. I know the theory about how to do this, but I've never really done it. So today's class is gonna be how would I go about figuring out how to do it. And I think that that's a good example because I'm gonna need to do some research and figure out different aspects and different steps. And I think that could be an interesting class, even if this is something above what you're trying to do, because you're gonna go into how I reason about things and then how I figure out how to do it. With the idea is to enter a liquidity pool at the ranges of the yellow lines. I need to figure out what is the best way to allocate the capital so I can separate market direction from the fees. That's incorrect. Okay. LP fees and neutralize price direction by using only 100 USDT. This is a classic delta neutral LP plus hedge problem. The first principle is an LP position inside a fixed range is directional. Inside the range behaves like long FXRP. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. When I'm in a liquidity pool, I'm expecting the price to go up because that is how I make money. So that means that whatever capital I have in a liquidity pool, I'm long. That means that I'm expecting it to go higher. The tighter the range, the higher the delta. That means that the higher the tighter I am, the faster that I would be converted from FXRP into USDT 0. You understand why I get converted as the price moves up, right?
Not really.
Okay, so if no. The price right now is 190, so if I do 180 to 2, that means that I'm pretty much at 50%, right? In this case, I would have to have this basically the same amount of stable coins and FXRP. That means that if the price goes down, I'm using my USDT 0 to buy more FXRP. And then if the price goes up, I'm selling my FXRP into stable coins. So whenever we hit the top side of the liquidity pool, I'm going to be fully converted into stable coins. And then if we hit the bottom range of my liquidity pool, I'm going to be fully converted into FXRP. The tighter this position is, the faster that I get converted. The wider this position is, the slower I get converted, but I also receive much less fees. Yeah, so that's
So
kind of the hard part. How do you manage this in a way that you're not too tight, but also not so wide that you're not making fees? So this is 10%. This is probably too fast. So
so
let's do,
basically
tell
so
me.
basically the longer you are within your ranges, then the longer you'll have fees.
Correct. As long as I'm always in range, I'm making fees. And then there's a very like interesting line. Yeah, that's 26%. That's good. There's a very interesting line between being too tight, because then you get out of range very fast. But if you're too wide, then you're not really making much fees because your liquidity is not being used. So I find that between 25 and 15%, it's a good number. So maybe if I look at my chart, I would say that the bottom, yeah, it's around 170. So then maybe I could make the bottom range 170 and then 220. If I look back, that means that I would have been in range for a very long time, like since November. Maybe there's a moment where I get it out or down, but in general, I would be inside of range. So this is going to be our updated range for now.
And that's the whole point of this, to make fees, correct?
Correct. So basically, what I'm doing in a liquidity pool is that I'm providing a service. And that service means that I'm allowing people to use my capital for swapping uh, back and forth in a decentralized exchange. So instead of having to go to Coinbase, you can go to Flare and directly swap from one to another. For that to happen, somebody needs to provide liquidity, and then yeah, you can yeah. Does that make sense? You're getting paid for providing a service. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm assuming whenever you get out of range, that's when you have to re-enter.
Correct. So if I get out of range, let me just fix this. So for example, if I get out of range here, as you can see, I would have been out of range, but then right away would be in range again. So in this case, it would have probably been a bad idea to rebalance. And I think that that's why it's good to be able to do it manually, because sometimes it's not worth to rush to rebalance. Sometimes it's better to sit down, see what's happening, and then based on that, decide if you should rebalance or not rebalance.
So in the moment that it went above your range in this case, in that moment you just would have I
Done
guess
nothing.
nothing. Okay, you would have been in the pool, you just would have not received fees.
Correct. I would be fully converted into USDT at that point. And the only thing that is happening is that I'm not receiving any fees.
And just to confirm, like if you don't do anything, as soon as the moment it goes back into range, and that's when it starts
You're
to convert again.
you're back in range right away. Yes, correct. Like you
When
don't
you
have to do it. You don't have to do anything. It's just you get back into range. I can show you an LP that I have kind of at the edge. Go ahead, Claudia.
So when you get out of range, that means that like your investment is still there in the liquidity pool.
Correct. Yeah. Your investment is not going anywhere. It's just that at that moment you're not in range. Here, I can
Okay.
show you. Let me think. Where do I have an LP?
What is the LP stands for?
Liquidity pool.
Liquidity pool. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I have any in this wallet. What's up, Remy? How's it going, man?
Hey, doing fine.
Good to see you.
Just I'm done with the flare then.
Nice.
It's been a while. I just recapped the latest video. Actually not there is like one folder left already. It's like there's an hour video that was going through today, and I might have a question, but might be like later because it was regarding I might have you know what? I'll ask on Twitter because it's rather like easier for me just to write down text as like right now it's like I'm not prepared, but like transferring in French and then traduct in English would be easier for me.
Whatever you want, man. Let me just finish this, and then if you want, I'm happy to go and we can talk
Okay, cool.
about it.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, thanks.
All right. So this liquidity pool is between Flare and FXRP. And as you can see right now, this is my minimum price, this is my max price, and I'm right in the middle. Yeah. So this is an LP that I'm going. If the price goes below the minimum price, I'm going to be fully converted into Flare. And if the price goes above the max price, then I'm going to be fully converted into FXRP. You're always going to be, you're going to have more of the underperforming asset in a liquidity pool. Because if the price goes up, that means that less XRP buy me more Flare or the other way around. So that's why, this is right now in this liquidity pool, I'm moving in between these two assets. Right now, as you can see, I have $148 in FXRP and only 45 on Flare. And tomorrow, when I entered this liquidity pool, I had only Flare, no FXRP, because I was at the bottom of the range. Okay, so this has been maybe a week. I can check. So as you can see, like the fees that are making are pretty interesting. From like less than $200, $6 already in a week is not a bad return. Yeah. Okay, so let me see if I have a pool that it's out of range. Maybe here. Yeah, here it is. So I have this pool, and as you can see, this one is from 0.39 to 0.50, and we're at 0.41. So I'm close to the edge at the bottom. And as you can see, I have 80% in Psi FXRP and only 20% on USDC. This LP, the price where I enter and where I start my liquidity, let me see if I can hide this shit. It's a little bit higher than where we are. So I'm fully converted into Psi FXRP. And as the price starts going up, then I'm going to be converting my Psi FXRP into USDC. So this is a similar thing. If the price was 0.58 and I enter, as the price goes down, I get converted into Psi FXRP, that then this is worth less as the price moves down. So then that's where I want to create the short so that I can hedge it. So now let me move this and then let me update the values on ChatGPT so that we can get update with this new range. All right, so upper range 220, lower 170. The mid is 195 spot. It's a little bit below the midpoint. So now we have a lower LP delta at entry. So for a wider Uniswap B3 style range, mid delta range is 45%, not 50. Yeah, this is the part that I'm not exactly sure what it means. So we're going to see. So the LP deployment is going to be I think this should be inverted. LP long is 22 FXRP, $22. Yeah, it's $22. Add to short gradually. Too short. Huh. All right, let's try to figure it out and see. Yeah, that's the part, is that if I'm using let me see. Why are you leaving so much news capital? Is anybody following what I'm looking at?
I'm good.
It's gonna be for the breaks that defeats the whole strategy. Okay. All right. So let's do it. Let's figure it out. So that means that I need to create. This is the part that I'm not super sure. If I'm below the midpoint, wouldn't I have more XRP to sell than USDT 0 to buy? That's the part with yeah, there it is. This is the part with AI that sometimes it gives you bad information, and it was the other way around. So above the midpoint, you have more FXRP. We are talking USDT pair 0 pair FXRP. All right, while it listens, let's go here. So first thing I need to do is swap. This part is not important. Change the thing. Well, here it is. Let's do CDP for USDT 0. I should have 100. There it is. So we're going to move 100 CDP and we're going to convert it to 100 USDT 0. Approve. Sign, confirm. All right, so now we're going to swap. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of the FXRP that I have here just so I don't. If anybody has any question, please don't hesitate to ask me at any time. All right. So now, if my calculations or this thing was correct, XRP Yeah, okay. So FXRP, I need to have $27. Let's try that. So we are gonna swap $27 of USDT into FXRP. It's $27. Swap, confirm. All right. So now we're gonna do a pool. FXRP USDT 0. I'm going to do the 0.05 because this is the one that has incentives. I'm going to do expert because I want to be able to set my own range. And then we said that we're going to do 220 to 170. So that is going to give me around a 27% wide range. That's pretty good. It's tight, but not super tight. Now, do I want to do it here or no? Let's do it in Enosys. Sorry. So as a general rule, the wider you are, Spartex pays better. And then the tighter you are, then Enosys pays better. So for this one, because I want to do concentrated liquidity, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it here. So here is 1.7, 2.20, and then 14.17. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, it was just inverted. So in this case, I'm entering with $27 of FXRP and $22 of stablecoins. Approve FXRP. Firm. And then create position. All right. So now this is the settings I had for how do I open the short. So now we are going to go to back here. We're going to go to Perps, XRP, and then the collateral, I'm going to use USDT. And basically what I want to do is that here it is, here it is, 14.16 short. So I'm going to do 14.16. That means that it's $24 at 1.1 leverage. So that would be it. Proof. Let me confirm, but I'm pretty sure that it is. Yes. I'm fairly sure that that is correct. So basically I'm opening a $24 short for the same amount of deltas that I have open. So this is my exposure to the north, to the long, and I want to create this to the south. So let me see what GPT said. Yes, this is correct. So, Hedge open, da-da-da. Cool. All right. I'm probably gonna have to test it out and see what happens. So for now, we're gonna do it like this. My liquidation price is 3.46. So I'm not getting liquidated anytime soon. I could have, so if I want to say that this is open right now, but I could say, okay, I want to do a 2x. So then that means with only $13, I could have the same net short exposure. And this is where perpetuals come in hand. And then my liquidation price would be 2.76, which is way above the price that I enter my liquidity pool. So that is the part that I need to figure out how to manage it. So as the price is moving, I'm going to be looking at how the price moves. And ideally, what's going to happen is that this exposure that I have to FXRP is going to be hedged through this short over here. So if I'm making money, if this starts becoming $55, I'm going to lose $5 here. And this becomes $45, then I'm going to have $30 here. So if I can manage to keep this exposure similar to this exposure over here, then whatever fees I make, those fees are profits. That is the theory. Now I need to like test it out and see what happens. If the price goes down, this number is going to be larger. So if that is the case, do I have to add to my short? Do I have to reduce my short? Like that is the part that I'm trying to figure out. Any questions until here? Hey guys, welcome back. This is an update from my short, my hedge. I want to record this process and then make a video to help you guys. So I entered yesterday around 190 and then today we had a massive drop. So now if I go to my perpetuals, I am a little bit in profit. I'm not exactly sure what was my entry price yesterday. Let me see. Pretty sure it was like 20 something dollars. Mint. So yeah, here it is. I entered with 24.57 and right now it's worth 26. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close around 10%. That's the $2 that I've made, give or take. And then if I go to the DEX, as you can see, this is around $2 less. So what I'm understanding is I enter with less capital on the perp side. So I have some funds that I can always go back and forth. So if the price starts going up, I can add more capital to my short. So right now I'm going to close it. It's not much. I think I'm closing like $2. So now I'm going to have a short for $23, if I'm correct. And then I should still have, yeah, $26. So let's see. I'm still not fully getting how this works, but yeah, let's try it out. So far, the $2 that I lost here, I regained them by being by closing partially this short. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. All right, until next time. Guys, welcome back. All right, so I'm still not sure exactly what's happening. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm just going to exit, close my short, close everything, and then see how much money I have, and then see if that worked or didn't. I'm not sure, and then I feel like these market conditions, I don't want to deal with this. So we are going to 2670. Swap, confirm. And then if I close my short right now, I should have almost $100, which maybe I won't close the short. So I have 73 plus 25. Yeah, so I'm $2 short. Interesting. All right, I mean, that was better than not doing the hedge. So I think what happened is that I took profits too early, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have left my short. The thing that I don't understand is once I'm down, like at that point my LP had 26 and my short was only for like 14 FXRP. So at that point, do I open more? But then if it reverses, I feel like I would be underwater. Yeah, I still need to do more understanding on how to do this. Anyways, all right, guys, until next time.